Good day, good day, good day, beautiful souls. Hope Healer here. I'm going to try this again. I just recorded a whole long video about this topic, and the universe is like, no, we're not recording that. And so now I'm recording again, and I'm going to actually make sure that it is recording by looking on Facebook here. Let's check.
Recording
Yep.
again.
Okay, so it is actually recording this time. Thank you. And so let's start with a little bit of gratitude. I'm so grateful, thankful, and blessed to be here. I'm so grateful, thankful, and blessed for healthy relationships. I'm so grateful, thankful, and blessed for the guidance from the universe and my angels and my guides and my ancestors to know that every relationship that I have is to learn and to grow, and sometimes to let go is the lesson. I am so grateful, thankful, and blessed to continue this journey, to be here for all of you, and to continue learning myself. Okay, so today I want to talk about some journaling. Okay, I constantly ask people to journal or write letters and just write in general, whether it's physically writing, typing it out, audio speaking, audio letter writing, however you feel suits you best. But to get out, your auto recording device or your notebook or whatever, because that is one of the easiest, simplest tools to process and use to help yourself understand situations better. Especially like if you audio record or video record or read back your writing, you can process it better each time. And when you audio record, you can hear the tone in your voice, the vibration, the emotion. When you see your video, same thing. When you read your writing, you can feel those emotions come up. And that's why it's such a great tool, because you can reuse it over and over and over as ways to deeper process. Now, these journal prompts that I've got going on today is directly related to relationships and how to understand your role in them, understand other people's role in them, and to know when someone is a safe person or an unhealthy person and how you deal with them and how you can proceed. Because sometimes we get stuck feeling like we don't know where we're going with a relationship. We don't know what we're doing with the relationship. It feels stagnant. It feels like we're constantly at war. Like whether it's a interpersonal relationship, a significant other, a mother, a child, a parent, sibling, friends, neighbors, a coworker, whatever the dynamic is, okay, we can tweak these a little bit to, better suit whatever personal needs you have with these questions. But nonetheless, these questions can help you, okay? And so I'll start with the few I have here on the actual post. What am I to learn from this relationship? So if you pick a person, that you're having issues with, or that you feel is like maybe he's questionable, what am I to learn from this? Like, is there some kind of something that I'm not seeing? And that's probably going to be one of the latter questions, because after you do some of the processing and looking deeper, you'll be able to answer that question. So I guess that should have been last, but baby, stop. Do I feel like this person sees me and hears me? Because if you feel like you're not being heard, you're going to get triggered. If you feel like you're not being seen or appreciated, you're gonna get triggered. Your unhealed wounds are going to come up for you. So if you're feeling like this, like you're not being seen or heard, how can you proceed forward with being able to help that? Like, how can you assert your needs of feeling seen or heard? Is there a communication issue where you've already tried to do this and you still feel unseen or unheard? But if you haven't tried that, how can you go about asserting your needs with this person? Sometimes all it takes is just directly saying, hey, I know you're busy, but like, I swear I feel like you're not seeing me in a day-to-day life. I would like you to show up for me more. And this is how you can do that. Number two, do their words meet their actions? If their words and their actions are not aligning, if your words and your actions are not aligning, like you're like, oh, I'm working on myself, but have you changed anything? Have you put any footwork in? Have you really sat down with yourself and done something differently? Are their words saying one thing and doing something totally different? If they're not in alignment, then this relationship can very easily get toxic, can very easily get to the point where you're lying, and then you're angry, your inner wounds are flared up and triggered, and then you look like the bad guy because they're not following through on what they said they are going to do or they want to do. It is a form of manipulation. If it goes on for any extended amount of time, people are manipulating you if their words and actions are not in alignment. Sometimes it is unconscious. Sometimes they don't even mean to. They're just going through their programs. They're not aware. But when you see that it's a problem and it is triggering you, you're the one who is supposed to be the one in control of fixing how you deal with it. Okay. Are they a safe person? Do I feel like I can open up to this person about anything and everything? Are they going to judge me if I talk about something really deep? Are they going to criticize me because I said something silly to them? Are they safe? Can I just bring up any kind of conversation and it be okay? Because if they're not a safe person, you can't really feel like you can talk to them about stuff. So your connection is only surface level. There's no deep connection there. If they can't talk to you about everything, then they're not really the safe person that you need to have in your daily life. And, that's okay to keep people at a distance. There's nothing wrong with that either. So the next one is this relationship harmful or helpful? Is it something that you feel like your emotions get uproared a lot? Is it something that, because sometimes our emotions can get triggered and can be a good thing. Like they can help us be a better person, whether it's a friend or a coworker or a parent, whatever. But is it a harmful thing that we get triggered? Do we get stuck in that triggered mode? Do we get feeling like we're all alone when they're sitting right next to us? Is this a harmful or a helpful relationship dynamic? And that only you can choose. Make a pros and cons list. Be like, okay, here's where the helping comes into play. Here's where the harm comes into play. Do I feel so depressed after talking to this person because I don't feel seen and heard? Do I feel happy after I leave this person's energy? Like, do I feel okay? Are we able to work through things? Are we able to communicate? Are there things that we can't communicate clearly on and things go from 0 to 100? Where do I play a role in the miscommunication? So, there's just so many different questions that we can use. I'll go run through another small list of them without too much extra detail. Do you feel like this person is manipulative or controlling in any shape, form, or fashion? AKA abusive, whether that's financially, whether it's emotionally, spiritually, psychologically. There's different forms of abuse. If you feel like this person is controlling, manipulative, or abusive, where do you need to go with that? How do you need to proceed? Does this person affect my mood and emotions in a negative way? Okay. Does this person make me feel unsafe, disrespected? How do you process and cope with feelings of insecurity, self-doubt, shame, and their unhealthy behaviors? How do you personally cope when you have this discrepancy? Do you turn to unhealthy coping? Do you shut down? Do you go into survival mode? Do you dissociate? Do you walk away and do a healthy coping skill? Do you go outside for a walk? Can you de-escalate yourself? Is it a situation where you go into fight, flight, fawn, or freeze? Like, how do you cope? How are they coping? Do you blame yourself every single time there's some kind of miscommunication? Let's go with another one. Do you have boundaries with this person, and have you openly and effectively communicated those boundaries? Has this person crossed those boundaries on numerous occasions? Do you risk your core values, your standards, and your morals to please this person? Like, are you doing things that your soul doesn't sit well with, or that you wouldn't do in any other situation just because you want to make this other person happy? Anyway, I'm going to go because it's quite a long time already. And I just wanted to say, there's so many journaling prompts that we can use. There's so many different ways that we can talk ourselves through a better understanding of where we are in relationships with others and with relationships with ourselves. Journaling and self-healing is all about self. It is all about how can I better align myself with who I am and be proud of where I am and love myself as I am. It's not about changing anybody else. It's about how we cope, deal, heal, and love self. If we become in alignment with ourselves and we start attracting other people, places, and things that are also on that same frequency. All right, guys, I love you. Blessings, light, and love. Happy journaling. Go get your notebook.